Hey everyone, welcome to What the Tech. You know the drill. This is the channel where we cut through the hype and spin to bring you actual news you can use. No bias, no fluff, just straight up simple explanations. For today's explainer, we're diving into a bizarre, kind of awkward, but seriously growing trend popping up everywhere from high schools to international airports. We're talking about techies literally walking around with half-open laptops just to keep their AI agents running. It looks ridiculous, I know, but there is a very real technical reason behind it. And today, we're going to break the whole thing down. Check out this hilarious quote from Calgary researcher Rebecca Boltzma. She actually leaves her laptop running like a clamshell tucked right into her purse while walking through airports or waiting for trains. She gets some pretty weird looks, and her quote absolutely hits the nail on the head regarding the social embarrassment of this new behavior. But honestly, despite feeling like a middle-aged iPad kid, she, along with thousands of others, simply refuses to shut her screen. And we're seeing this phenomenon practically everywhere. Take 39-year-old Jeff Chan, the head of product at Raven.ai. He uses tools like Claude Code. So his daughters are at their weekly ice skating practice, and he's coding away. Practice ends, and instead of packing up, he joins the parents in the changing room, with his laptop balancing on a shelf, slightly ajar, untying skates while constantly peeking back to make sure his AI finished its task. Or Allison Kaiser, a partner at Golden Ventures. She was so deep in a task with Claude that she held out on boarding her Toronto flight until the absolute last second. She walked onto the plane, laptop wide open, finally sat down and had to apologize to the person behind her, saying, "Sorry, I'm using Claude." They actually laughed because they completely understood the struggle. This just shows how universal this meme has become, right? It spans every demographic. You've got 15-year-old Arv Jain, a 10th grade startup founder, walking the high school halls with his laptop open just so he doesn't waste paid AI tokens. Then you have 37-year-old David Whips in Melbourne, making what he brilliantly calls a laptop taco at a bus stop because his AI agent needed 30 minutes to finish a task right as his cafe was closing. Or get this, Tim Munzerez, a 40-year-old former Apple engineer, literally tethering his open laptop to his phone's cellular network so his agent keeps running while he catches the bus in SF. He knows he looks silly, but you gotta do what you gotta do to get home to your family without killing your workflow. So let's move into part one, the technical why. What is actually happening under the hood here? Why deal with the awkward stares instead of just shutting the lid? Well, it all comes down to understanding exactly what an AI agent is. Unlike those instant chatbots where you fire off a question and get a response in 2 seconds, modern AI agents on tools like Claude Code or OpenAI Codex are heavy-duty automated processes. You give them a massive command and they go off to write code, run complex tests, or extract tons of data. This doesn't take seconds, guys. It takes several minutes, sometimes way longer, with zero human input. They need long, completely uninterrupted stretches of compute time to get the job done. And here is the core technical vulnerability forcing this whole open laptop walk. These agents generally run in one of two ways: locally on your machine or remotely via cloud APIs. If you're running locally and you snap that lid shut, boom, your computer goes to sleep and those local processes are instantly killed. If you're running via a remote cloud service, shutting the lid usually drops your Wi-Fi, and that network loss immediately interrupts the run. Either way, closing the lid breaks the whole process, forcing you to start all over again. Now, before we get into the hidden risks of doing this, and more importantly, the actual technical fixes so you don't look like an iPad kid at the airport, take a quick second to hit like and subscribe to the What the Tech channel. Seriously, we want to know what you think of this trend. Have you caught yourself doing the open laptop walk? Tell us in the comments below. All right, on to part two, the hidden costs and risks. Basically, why the laptop taco is actually a pretty bad idea. So, looking past the funny memes and the optics, relying on an open lid while you're on the move trades convenience for some pretty massive drawbacks. Like, if you trip or the lid accidentally snaps shut, you lose all your progress. Worse, if you're using cloud agents that charge per token, an interrupted run literally wastes your hard-earned money. Then there's the hardware strain. Running heavy code generation while your laptop is stuffed in a bag, that leads to severe battery drain and, frankly, terrifying excess heat. Plus, you've got the human element. Privacy risks with bystanders easily peeking at your screen, and the network security nightmare of running sensitive company code over unencrypted public Wi-Fi. And because of these risks, users are actively trying out these comical stealth maneuvers to minimize data leakage and social friction. Take 25-year-old Will Meinhardt. He discreetly ran a CRM agent while walking into Crunch Fitness for a workout. He admitted he was super embarrassed and kept the lid barely open so nobody could snoop. Or 23-year-old UX designer Andreas Kruzakane Laboska. He literally walks into office meetings with his lid cracked open just a tiny fraction of an inch, specifically to avoid having the screen at a full 90 degrees, which he says helps him avoid looking rude to coworkers while still keeping the system awake. It's a crazy balancing act.
Which brings us to part 3, smarter ways to keep running. Time for some news you can use, the fixes.
You really don't have to carry your laptop around like a pizza box, guys. There are exact tools to fix this. If you're on a Mac, just open your terminal and type the command caffeinate-I. That completely blocks system sleep even if the lid is closed. You can also tweak your energy or battery settings on Mac and Windows to prevent sleep on a lid close, though, use that cautiously so you don't overheat your machine. But honestly, the real pro move for developers is utilizing remote servers or terminal multiplexers like Tmux or Screen. These keep your processes alive on a cloud virtual machine, so even if your local laptop totally disconnects or shuts down, your agent is just happily coding away in the background. For those of you running heavy production workloads, here is the ultimate 4-step best practice guide. Step 1. Use Docker, Kubernetes, or CI pipelines to containerize those long jobs and get them off your fragile local device entirely. Step 2. If you absolutely have to run heavy local workloads, keep that device plugged in and on a dedicated cooling surface, not bouncing around in a backpack. Step 3. Secure your connection. Always use a VPN or tether to a trusted mobile hotspot to protect your data from public Wi-Fi snooping. And Step 4. If you really must walk around with the screen open, just slap a physical privacy filter on the monitor so nobody can peek at your proprietary code or CRM data. So, as AI agent mania continues to fundamentally take over the tech world, and our workflows shift from quick chats to these long-running automated tasks, I'll leave you with this final, provocative question. Will developers quickly adapt to these smarter, remote server workflows, or is the awkward, half-open laptop taco officially the new normal for the modern tech worker? Thanks for hanging out with us for this explainer on WtT. Keep optimizing, stay secure, and we will catch you in the next one.